This is basically the blueprint. Like I said, first agree to the breakup. Second, every 5 to 7 days, every 6 days, send one of those value messages. And after that, wait 4 or 5 weeks until that you see she trusts you now and you see that she's okay with having this conversation. Then you use the 3-step clause and very gently escalate. One of the most sensitive topics and the most important things that you need to know is when to contact your ex after a breakup and what to say so you can get back together. If you're in the program, you have access to the full structure and I'll show you what to do. But if you're not in the program here, I'm going to give you a few tips so you know exactly what to do. First of all, there are 4 steps that we need to take if you want to contact your ex after a breakup. Every case is different, every situation is different. Step number 1 is always to check with me. So there's a form in the program that you fill the form, tell me your age, her age, how long were you together, why did you guys break up, when was the last time you talked, how was your last interaction, did you have a reason to stay in touch like kids, pets, business, what terms are you on right now, and are you currently in touch or not. That's the first thing. Then you have to send me 5 screenshots of your conversation. Then we got to weaponize. There are a few books I wanted to read, those 5 books that I mentioned you got to read, and then you got to prepare for all of the scenarios that could come up after you send a message. Maybe she responds positively, maybe she responds neutrally, maybe she responds negatively, maybe she doesn't reply, or maybe you're blocked. You got to be prepared for all of that. That again, I prepare you for that in the program as well. Calibrate and pick one of those messages that I give you and you send. Now, as in terms of what happens after you send the message, because every situation is different, I cannot tell you exactly what you should do because I don't know your situation. But basically, there's a simple blueprint that you can follow. First thing that you should do, you should make sure you're on the same page as her. The mistake that most guys make is that they don't know that they shouldn't push. Very likely the reason your ex also doesn't want to talk to you is because she doesn't want to keep saying no to you. Because she doesn't want to say no, refuses to talk, or she avoids conversation because the guy wants to say, hey, come back together, I want to talk to you, there's something important I want to tell you, but she doesn't want to talk about it. Imagine you're in a cafe and there's a guy next to you having a simple conversation. Suddenly this guy that you don't know, total stranger, tells you, hey, look, I'm gay and I want to make out with you. See how uncomfortable you feel and you don't want to talk anymore. Now imagine the same guy, instead of that, imagine he tells you, yeah, I'm actually here with my wife. My wife is doing some shopping. I'm waiting for her to come. See how much more comfortable you feel? The same discomfort that you feel if somebody wants to do something that you don't want to do, that's exactly what your ex may be feeling as well. That's why she's distant. That's why, sometimes I work with guys who are on this side as well. Like they broke up with their ex. And one of the things that makes them uncomfortable is just saying no to their ex. And very likely your ex also doesn't feel good to say no to you. So the first thing you do, you stop telling her you want to get back together. You agree with the breakup so she sees, all right, cool, at least he accepted. That's the very, very first thing. You got to do that first. You can do that through text if you're not blocked. You can do that through email. You can do that through conversation if you guys still see each other. Again, there's so many scenarios. Maybe you're just friends. Maybe she friends on you. Maybe you still see her. Maybe you have kids. You got to tell me what your situation is so I can tell you exactly what to do. But as a general rule, you stop pushing. You stop telling her you want to get back together. After that, every 5 to 7 days, I recommend you to send one of those value texts. The value text could be a meme, could be a GIF, could be a photo of a food, could be a photo of a puppy, could be anything. Whatever you send, you don't send anything emotional, you don't send anything dramatic, you don't talk about getting back together, you don't talk about us, you don't talk about anything that has anything to do with anger, sadness, jealousy, neediness, or your relationship in the past or future. So I pick something that makes her smile and just send it. There's a list of these I put in the program. You can get one of those. And you do this for 4 or 5 weeks until you see you are in the friend zone, which is good. It's great to be in the friend zone because you don't want to be in a situation that she thinks, fuck, I have to say no to him one more time. I have to tell him that I don't want to be together, or he doesn't understand. And a lot of times I know that she feels comfortable if she knows you're not suffering. But because she doesn't know how to tell you, so you stay back, then she also feels awkward. 4 steps that you need to take before you contact your ex. If you're in the program, this video is in the onboarding section as well. You can get it, the full details with PDF and everything. You can take it from there. But if you're not in the program, you want to have an idea of how to do it. This is basically the blueprint. Like I said, first agree to the breakup. Second, every 5 to 7 days, every 6 days, send one of those value messages. And after that, wait 4 or 5 weeks until 4 or 5 weeks of this communication. that you see she trusts you now, you see that she's not pushing back, and you see that she's okay with having this conversation, then you use the 3-step clause and very gently escalate. Look, it requires a lot of calibration and a lot of calculation before you escalate, because if her guards are up or if she's sensitive to saying no to you and you do this, it's going to backfire and you may even get blocked. If you haven't watched my program, The Protocols, make sure you watch Protocols. If you don't have access to it, definitely get the Protocols. Start watching the Protocols. In general, when you want to text your ex, or if you want to text anybody that it's a sensitive conversation, you got to be very, very careful. You got to be very, very cautious so you don't go ahead of her. So you should be in sync. And when you're in sync, it means you don't show more interest than that person. If you want to make an offer, you got to make sure your offer that you put on the table is not in a needy way. Is not written in a way that she could reject you. For example, you don't tell her, hey, do you want to meet? Or hey, I miss you, I want to see you. You don't say anything like that because she can very easily reject it. That's why I give you the 3-step clause. Use a 3-step clause. 3-step clause is really awesome. It's rejection proof. It's the best thing you can do if you want to ask her. But again, before that, also calibrate. Make sure you're in the right place. Make sure it's the right time. Because if you say the right thing at the wrong time, it's going to backfire. If you say the wrong thing at the right time, that's also going to backfire. So you got to say the right thing, the right way, at the right time. And that's what I will help you with texting as well. So we go through your situation. You let me know what the situation is, when was the last time we talked, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I do it. I say, dude, right now you shouldn't text. And you might say, oh, Ben, you said no contact is not good. There are some scenarios that I say, okay, dude, we got to wait 7 days. We got to wait 10 days. Those are rare scenarios. But if I see I look at my phone and guys that I work with, I hope one day you work with me as well and I help you with this, they fall under a few categories. Some guys that I don't recommend them to contact their ex, every morning that I wake up, I have pages and pages of messages from them. And I know if this guy contacts his ex, even though no contact is not a good idea, in this case it is. Because if he sends me these messages, in my experience, I've seen this guy who contacts his ex, he's going to send her a lot more. And he's very vulnerable to her triggers. She knows what to say to make him emotional, which is not good. So it all depends. And sometimes I work with guys, the dude is completely fine. He says, Ben, okay, you message whenever you say. I don't really care if you do it now or not. That dude is ready. He's going to be tested. He knows she's going to push his button. He knows that she might be very difficult, but it's okay because he's got it. So it all depends on you. It all depends on you. I wish I could just record a bunch of videos and say, you know what, just take this video and just use it there and just do this. Being able to calibrate, being able to know when to say and what to say and how to say it is like a skill. And it takes a very long time to develop this muscle, to learn, to know how to do it. That's why I help everybody in the program one-on-one to do this together. Until you learn what we are doing and until you understand the protocol, until you understand the blueprints and you can do it for yourself. Look, a lot goes to texting. If you haven't worked on texting before, if you don't have any specific skills on texting, I recommend you to just work on calibration and the 3-step clause. These two on their own make your life so much easier. Now, there are other things as well that come up after texting, because texting only gets your foot out the door and gets you the date or the meeting. When you go there, when you go on the date, then there's a lot of other things that you got to work on. A lot of other things, and how to act around her, what to say, what not to say, what to do so she doesn't look at you as, okay, he's very cold. Why is he so distant and cold? And also, she doesn't think that, why are you so pushy and needy? So there is a sweet spot. This whole game of getting your ex back is played in the gray zone. You see, everything you do is kind of ambiguous. Like, I'd love to see you, but I'm really busy today. Again, every situation is different. At the end of the day, you need to understand your emotions and you need to do everything else, like texting and how to act around her. Everything sits on top of those emotions that you control. Guys who can control their emotions, they can control texting, they can control interactions, and they can end up with what they want. But guys who cannot control themselves, texting and everything else also falls apart. So I highly encourage you, like I always say, this game is like a game of layers. The first layer is your thoughts and your emotions. Your attitude is like a combination of your thoughts and emotion. You got to fix your attitude first thing. You got to be okay with out there, all of those things that I tell in every video. Then everything, if you look at all of my blueprints, all of my messages, all of the communication styles, all of those is sitting on top of that cool, good, not needy attitude. If you're in the program, if you want help with text, you know where to find me. Send me a message. If you're not in the program, read my book. The link is in the description. And I'll talk to you soon. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This is Ben. See you in the next video.